Breaking: Gene Simmons and Piers Morgan react angrily to Ozzy Osbourne's death. The world of rock and roll has been shaken to its core with the sudden news of Ozzy Osbourne's death. A pioneer of heavy metal and a cultural icon for more than 5 decades, Osbourne's passing has triggered a global outpouring of grief, disbelief, and in some corners, rage. Among the most vocal and emotional reactions came from two prominent figures, Kiss frontman Gene Simmons and British broadcaster Piers Morgan. Both men took to social media and live interviews to vent their anger and frustration, not only over the loss of the legendary Black Sabbath singer, but also over what they described as a litany of failures in how the music industry, the media, and even Osbourne's own management allegedly treated him in his final years. Gene Simmons, a longtime friend and occasional collaborator of Ozzy's, expressed his sorrow in a visibly shaken livestream hours after the news broke. His anger was directed not at Osbourne himself, but at what Simmons called the toxic machinery of fame. He claimed that Ozzy, despite his iconic status, was overworked, mismanaged, and in many ways neglected when he needed support the most. Simmons didn't mince words, calling out unnamed individuals who profited from Ozzy's image while ignoring his failing health. The Kiss bassist slammed the industry for its tendency to use legends until they drop, and said he felt personally ashamed for not intervening more forcefully in recent years as Osbourne's health visibly declined. Simmons' emotional tirade included a call for the music world to change how it treats its aging stars. He demanded an independent investigation into the handling of Osbourne's healthcare and career obligations in his final months, adding that enough is enough. These are not just entertainers, they are human beings with families, fears, and limits. While he praised Ozzy's resilience and undying commitment to his fans, Simmons suggested that the very traits that made Osbourne a hero also left him vulnerable to exploitation. Piers Morgan, never one to hold back, echoed Simmons' outrage in a scathing monologue on his show just hours after the announcement. Known for his controversial takes, Morgan struck a raw nerve when he accused both the British press and Osbourne's inner circle of treating the rocker like a walking sideshow in his final years. Morgan recounted how tabloids had mocked Ozzy's slurred speech and unsteady gait, symptoms of his long battle with Parkinson's disease and other ailments, often choosing ridicule over respect. "We should have been honoring him, not parading him around for cheap headlines," Morgan said, visibly angry. Morgan also blamed cancel culture and what he called the modern obsession with perfection for distorting public appreciation of figures like Osbourne, whose chaotic lifestyle and dark past often eclipsed his musical genius in the public eye. He described Osbourne as flawed but brilliant, a man who faced his demons head-on and still managed to bring joy to millions. His fury, much like Simmons, was rooted in the belief that Osbourne deserved better, not just in death, but in life. The reactions from Simmons and Morgan have struck a chord with many fans who share their sentiments. Social media has exploded with messages condemning how aging rock stars are often treated, with some calling for new protections and rights for entertainers dealing with chronic illnesses. While the exact circumstances surrounding Ozzy's death remain undisclosed at this time, the emotional backlash from those close to him underscores the growing conversation about responsibility and dignity for public figures behind the scenes. Fans around the world light candles, play old Black Sabbath records, and gather to honor the Prince of Darkness. The grief is not just about losing a rock legend, it's about losing a piece of history, a soul who gave everything to his craft and was, perhaps, let down by those who were supposed to protect him. Gene Simmons and Piers Morgan may be angry, but in their rage, they've articulated a deeper truth, that behind every legend is a human being who deserves compassion, care, and above all, respect.